Hello everyone, I'm Mr. Effler and I'm joined today by yet another one of my fantastic U.S. History and Geography students, the one and only Michaela Voss. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. We're celebrating, what are we celebrating right now?
We're celebrating Matthew Henson.
We're celebrating Black History Month. The person today is Matthew Henson. And what is Matthew Henson famous for?
He was the first African American to go to the North Pole.
First African American to the North Pole. He accompanied the very famous explorer Robert P. on 7 voyages, I think it was, to the Arctic Circle area, correct?
Yes.
Now, where is the Arctic?
It's the very northern part of the world.
Very northern part of the world. And is it an actual continent, or is it just a big chunk of ice?
It's just a big chunk of ice.
It's just a big chunk of ice, and very, very, very dangerous. So this was quite an accomplishment. Who gets the credit normally for reaching the North Pole?
Henson.
Matthew Henson should be getting the credit, but actually Robert P. is widely acclaimed as getting it. But it was actually Matthew Henson, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Let's take a look at all he accomplished. Matthew Henson on Black History Month.
Who was the first person to reach the North Pole? You might think it was Robert Peary or Frederick Cook. However, the title could actually belong to an African American explorer named Matthew Henson. Born in 1866, only a year after the end of the Civil War, Henson grew up in Maryland. 43 years later, some believe he became the first person to set foot on the North Pole. At just 13 years old, Matthew Henson left home and joined a ship crew as a cabin boy. He traveled the world and learned to read and write. In 1887, Henson was working as a store clerk in Washington, D.C., where he met the explorer Robert Peary. Peary hired him as a valet, and the two men began a working relationship that lasted for over 2 decades and half a dozen voyages. Henson proved invaluable as an expert dog sledder, hunter, craftsman, and navigator who even became fluent in Inuit. Their team also included 4 Inuit guides who helped them in their mission. The explorers made several failed attempts before they finally reached the North Pole in 1909. Legend has it that Henson and 2 of the Inuit men arrived at the pole 45 minutes before Peary, likely making one of them the first to set foot on the North Pole. Henson later said, "I think I am the first man to sit on top of the world." Peary's achievements were recognized by the National Geographic Society when he returned. He was awarded the first ever Hubbard Medal, National Geographic's highest honor. But Henson's contributions were mostly overlooked by the scientific community. Henson went on to work as an official in the U.S. Customs House in New York City and passed away in 1955. It wasn't until almost a century after Peary was given the Hubbard Medal that Henson was awarded the same honor.